So hello, welcome back guys on my channel. So today my video topic is the Sparkle buff in version 4.0. Now this version 4.0 is not even coming with a new region and also new path, which is the election one, but it is also coming back with two new old characters buff, which is the Black Swan and also Sparkle. Now after reading the description and also using the impractical use of Sparkle, it is actually pretty much diabolical to see that the way they just handled to Sparkle, added the buff to the Sparkle, it is actually really visible to this practical use compared to other old characters who they gave buff into their previous patches, just like the Kafka, Jinglu and also the Blade. Those buff is not even that of a negligible. They don't even have a shine moment into the current patch, or you can say the respective patch. So let's see what kind of buff she is providing to this game and also what is the huge changes is happening in here. First one is the crit damage duration, because pre-Sparkle buff there was a problem was happening, which is the crit damage buff, which is totally main hit of her, that she will give you a 50% crit damage to a certain team members. That crit damage long last up to 1 turns, which is also happening the DPS loss. But after the post buff Sparkle, they just increase the 1 turns to 2 turns, which can also given us a huge amount of permanent crit damage buff, and also damage increases higher than ever. The second point is that which is also remained unchanged, which is giving the action advance 50%. If they just somehow make it 100%, it will just make her a very much of a powerful candidate compared to Brony and also the Sunday, but they didn't even do that. That's it. But there is another pattern, which is the Sparkle can now store more skill point if the skill point is totally stacked. Now somehow there was a time where Sparkle just overflowing with her skill point, but right now Sparkle can store 2 skill point if your skill point is totally overflowing. That's really interesting things. If there is any character who is a really much of a skill hungry or SP hungry, they are just such as the Archer and also the Imbibitor Luna, they are can also be helped with this kind of that amount of SP. They have like a good moment into their respective meta. Another point which is totally adding the new mechanics to her, which is giving a vulnerability buff to their enemy teams. Why? Because if I just compare with the Trivi, can also give the vulnerability buff towards the enemy and also provide a huge amount of damage buff, because the more vulnerability the enemy have, the more damage their DPS can do. That it is really pretty much diabolical, and the Sparkle also have this kind of things after post buff. How am I talking about this? Because when the Sparkle provides SP, if that SP is consumed by the DPS character and doing the damage to the enemy will have a certain amount of debuff stack, where they will have a higher amount of vulnerability to get more damage than before, which is actually good things, because pre-Sparkle buff they didn't even add that kind of things, and in that time she really have a hard time to position into the harmony meta, where the existing between the Robin, Ruanmei, Trivi and also the day 1 standard character, which is the Bronya. Compared to Bronya, she isn't even considered as a dog shit, and she was considered as a SP bot, nothing less, nothing more. So she did not even have any kind of value. After like 1 or 2 pages later, she just goes into the oblivion and people just forget about her. But right now the buff they are providing her, it is actually pretty much good. Now another buff is also provided is that she can even get a huge amount of energy being on the off field, just like the Trivi. Let me give you an example. Like when Trivi uses her ultimate and also other teammates uses their ultimate, Trivi get a follow-up attack, and that follow-up attack is also helps to generate Trivi personal energy, and also the other teammate when they use the basic attack and also skill and ultimate, there will be a certain amount of energy will be goes through the Trivi being the off field. That kind of things is also happening to the Sparkle, which can give you a 100% uptime to the Sparkle ultimate and give you the overflowing amount of SP towards the whole team. Now another point is also added from the pre-buff Sparkle into the post-buff. It is really restricted to a certain characters who is considered as SP hungry, where when their turns comes on they use more than 2 or 3 SP, just like the Archer and also the Imbibitor Luna. Those kind of character are going to get benefited from Sparkle. Now this Sparkle kit revolves around, like if you just consume more than 3 SP, there will be a chance to get another 1 or 2 SP during that time, which is also helps to get her value to a certain level where she will be competing the other characters too. So she's not even just a SP bot, she can also consider a huge amount of SP characters if there are any future other characters also coming with a SP hungry mechanics. Another important thing is that there was a time where her Cypher, which is when she deploy her ultimate, there is some kind of mask circling around the whole team members. That Cypher damage is also increased up to a certain number, which she can have a very much a competition between all the top tier harmony into this game. So I guess that's all for this video. If you like it, leave a like, and also I'm going to make about the Black Swan's buff things, what kind of buffs they are providing into the Black Swan and compared to the pre-buff Black Swan and also post-buff Black Swan. And if you have any kind of comment regarding this video, drop a comment and see you on the next video. Peace.